Okay, so this chapter is made up of a number of parts: administration and overseas. Let's start looking at administration. I'll keep them short because they are quite rules based, and sort of so we can see what the rules actually are. And as usual, it is a matter of continuous practice to apply the rules as we go along. So let's see. Let's start off with administration and see what's going on with the returns in effect. So let's push. And let's see what they start off telling us. So we're really looking, typically, as you can imagine, this is very much the norm, right? That a return is normally 3 months long. We do have different options, but you can opt to have monthly returns if you would like to receive your repayments earlier. So that's quite normal. You can do that, but typically they are 3 months long. And if you like, again, we've gone through the need with the compulsory and voluntary registration processes for people to pay. It's all done electronically. So where are we? So the deadline, this is the big one here. The deadline for the online filing of this is all electronic now, is 1 month and 7 days. So you need to remember that very clearly. Yes, 1 month and 7 days. That's the key point here. All right. So for the filing of the return and the payment of the tax. Right. Okay, great. So and so here it says that, well, VAT refunds are normally processed within 10 days. I'll leave this for now. But the key point here is that this is the one I would need you to remember. The other thing that's important is this. If you have this, I mean, that's a lot, right? 2.3 million per annum. There are separate rules. It's almost like a payment on account type analysis where we look back at your previous 12 months, if you like, of the previous year, and we literally take a 24th of that amount and pay every second and third month in every quarter. So this is quite a big operation, isn't it? And then, if you like, and then deal with the difference on the normal pay date. But we probably will see something there. But the key point is jumping in. This is what you typically see. What we're about to do. What we're about to do next. Well, you must have some paperwork. You must preserve your records for 6 years. 6 years. And what does that mean? Literally keep everything, all VAT invoices issued, any evidence supporting claims for invoices still, records of all outputs and inputs, and your accounts, in effect, VAT accounts. Right, so the first bit here is to do with the, this is what an invoice looks like, nothing new, no one's going to test you on that per se to start drawing one up, but you must issue an invoice within 30 days of the date of the supply. So we know what an invoice looks like. Let's push on, showing the rate. We'll show everything if you like, and that's kind of, yeah. You can give less detailed invoices, but that's just for you to peruse, if you like, so that you know what an invoice, a VAT invoice looks like. The first thing is this question of a default surcharge. So I always think of it like a holding pen or a timeout or detention. Think of it like that. 12-month detention situation. So what are we saying here? A default occurs when a VAT return is filed either late or a VAT payment is made late. So you basically become a naughty boy or naughty girl for that first an instance of default. For late payment, this may arise. And so let's see. On the first default, you will get this sort of timeout 12-month watching period. There is no surcharge itself. And then during the surcharge, whilst you're in the pen or whilst you're in trouble, if you commit any more offences, then this begins to apply to you, if you like. And that's kind of the principle. So yeah, it's 2% on your first time, it's 5% on your second default, and then you can see it's 10% and 15% going on. So these you have to remember as well. And it says that surcharges at the 2% and 5% rates are not a charge for amounts less than £400. So let's see a question, and I think that's the best way to get into this. All these rules just need a good question to look at. So here we are. Livingston has paid VAT from its recent quarterly returns as follows. So VAT quarter. So here we are. VAT quarter here is the 30th of June 2018, which means that it should pay its VAT and submit its returns a month and 7 days from now, which takes us a month takes us to July, and then 7 days takes us to the 7th of August. So this is the deadline by which you should pay your and file. But unfortunately you have paid your on the 16th of August, so that's been naughty. Now straight away HMRC will say, okay, this is your first time you're defaulting. We're going to put you in a pen from here all the way to the 30th of June 2019. So we're going to be watching you for any other offences in this period. So let's look at the next quarter. Next quarter comes along, 30th of September 2018. You should pay, so that's 30th of October plus 7 days, 7th of November. We should be expecting your VAT return and the VAT due. So what happens? You end up paying on the 19th of November. So in effect, that is your first sort of charge. So you're late again. So if we come back up here, you can see what I said here. It says your default in the surcharge period. So your first default in the surcharge period, if you like, is at 2%. So we simply have basically 2% times 26,200 charged to you on your first time. So 0.2 times 26,200 is 5,000. Oh, sorry, 0.02, forgive me. 0.02 times 26,200. That's 524. 524. There we are. 524. 524 pounds. Now, unfortunately, because you've been naughty, this extends again from here, all the way to the 30th of September. So, in effect, you have extended your time in the pen because you defaulted here again. So it always, and that's kind of your rule. Every time you default, get 12 months for that period related to the default, and that's your time in the pen. And we keep on dealing with you based on whether or not it's 2%, 5%, 10%, or 15%. Great. So I think, like I said, I'll make these short just because I think it's important just to capture what's really going on in each of these scenarios. And in the next video, I'll carry on with example 3.